So today I thought I'd do a chatty get ready with me because I need to put some makeup on my face. I've got another video that I need to film after this and it's so hot and rainy and miserable out there that I just thought I'd sit in my dressing gown and put my makeup on camera. So I thought that I'd just kind of have a little chit chat with you guys as I'm doing my makeup and just to kind of pass a little bit of this gloomy day away really. I hope it's not horrible the time you're watching this. I hope the weather has improved. I mean, I know we're getting into winter time, but there's just something about it. Just shove my hair back and I'm going to start off as always with my eyes, and I'm going to be trying some new products out today, some that I bought in America and some that I've just had stored up in my drawers that I've never used. So I've just zoomed you in super close because I'm going to start with eyes as usual, but I just want to address my skin. I've got a few hormonal breakouts and stuff going on my chin and areas down here, so please excuse that, I am only human. So I'm going to start off with my MAC Painterly Paint Pot, which is an old favourite. It's just an eyeshadow primer and I'm just going to pop some of that on using I think this is an e.l.f. eyeshadow brush. Go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm going to do, this isn't new, I've used this a lot, but I'm going to do an eyeshadow look that a lot of you have asked me to show you how I did it. Basically I've worn it quite a lot in different videos and on vlogs and stuff, so I thought I'd do it today while I'm trying out different makeup and I just kind of fancy doing it. It's really easy. So I'm just taking the lightest shade, which is up here, and I'm just going to use that to just go over that eyeshadow primer just to kind of set it and make sure that nothing interferes with it and that all the eyeshadow I'm putting on underneath blends really well into it. This brush is my favourite blending brush to start off with my eyeshadow with, and it's the Zoeva 228 crease brush. I will link everything down below so you can go and have a little nosy. First of all, I'm just going to dip into my Makeup Geek eyeshadow palette that I've kind of created myself. This is in my favourites this month and I know it's so messy, but I'm just going to take a bit of Peach Smoothie, which is the eyeshadow that I always start my makeup looks with. I just can't seem to blend anything out without it. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of that in the crease, just kind of above the crease, because I want everything to blend into it and it's more of like a transition shade and for me to blend eyeshadow into and to make everything look nice and seamless. It's not really to give me any definition or anything. So I just take this a few times and build it up to the intensity that I want it. Then I'm going to go back into the Anastasia palette and I'm going to take this shade here, which is Burnt Orange, and this is just a little bit of a deeper shade than Peach Smoothie, and I'm taking it on a clean brush. This is the Morphe M505. And I'm taking that in kind of a similar area but not as high up as I took Peach Smoothie. Just take your time, keep blending. You can never blend too much because if you blend too much and you get rid of the pigment, you can just go in with more eyeshadow. This is where it gets a little bit interesting. I'm next going to take Love Letter from this palette, which is this, it looks bright pink in the palette, and I'm going to pop that all over the lid. So this is a matte eyeshadow look and it's not something that I wear every day. It's a little bit out there, but it's just a little bit different and I think it looks really nice and really effective. So I'm just going to build up this pigment. I'm not worrying about fallout because I have moisturised, but obviously we've got no foundation on yet, so it's not going to ruin anything. These eyeshadows are so pigmented and easy to work with and the most gorgeous colours. It's a palette that I reach for on a daily basis. I'm just going to go in with the brush that I've just used on the last step and just blend that out a touch so it looks a little bit less crazy. Then on that same brush I'm going to pick up some of Real Gar, which is this colour at the end, which is the bright orange. So I'm just going to keep packing on this pink and just keep blending it all in together nicely. So the next thing that I want to use, I'm going to go onto face, is the Too Faced Hangover X 3-in-1 Replenishing Primer and Setting Spray. So I bought this in the States and this is obviously by Too Faced. It's meant to work in a lot of different ways. You're meant to be able to use it first before makeup and also to set your makeup. So I've never used this before. It says to shake well, hold the bottle 6 to 8 inches away from the face and mist directly onto the skin. I'm not really sure how far 6 to 8 inches is. Is it really bad that I'm thinking about how I'm thinking about willies, how far away to hold it from my face. Okay, let's just spray it. First thoughts, it was quite an intense spray, but nice and refreshing. It smells like the primer that they do, like a really, really nice coconutty smell. It's just drying now. I'm going to let it settle in a little bit before I go in with foundation. I'm going to use the Natasha Denona Foundation X Full Coverage Fruit Complex Foundation, and I've got the shade 20. Again, I bought this one when I was in America, so it comes in a really, really nice bottle like this, and I have high hopes for this foundation, I'm not going to lie. That primer, the primer spray has kind of left kind of like a sticky residue to my skin, which is nice. It feels like a primer. I'm just going to take a couple of pumps of this onto the back of my hand. Obviously I've never used it before, so I'm not entirely sure how much I'm going to need, but it is a full coverage foundation. I'm going to take the Eco Tools sponge to put this on half of my face, and I'm going to use a brush for the other half just to kind of see which one I prefer. This is a new sponge that I bought. I've never tried it before. It's meant to be better, it claims, than the Beauty Blender. I'm not really sure. I'm going to go in with the bottom bit, the bouncy bit, and start applying this to my face. Obviously with the Beauty Blender, it's damp. This isn't a Beauty Blender, sorry. The Eco Tool sponge, it's damp, so you kind of, it absorbs some of the product, so I might need to go in with a little bit more. The colour match isn't too off, to be honest. I bought this online when I was over there, so I didn't actually know if this was going to be the right shade for me or not. I feel like a little bit goes a long way so far, which is good. While I'm applying this, I'll have a little bit of a chit chat with you all. Today I feel a little bit hormonal. I just woke up in a bit of a slump, really. I posted on Instagram about it. So last night, myself and the rest of my family went to one of our local beaches and we spread my grandparents' ashes. A lot of you will know that my granddad passed away in March of this year. My nana passed away about 10 years ago, maybe more. I think it's about 10 years, and we set them free together across the beach, and it was as lovely as it could be, if that makes sense. So I think that kind of has affected my mood. It's made me feel really raw, and kind of, it just makes you reevaluate a lot of things, which I know seems a little bit daft because I'm sat here doing my makeup on camera and talking to you about what I think about makeup, and it all seems very irrelevant, but I just have woken up feeling a bit like that, and a bit like I came on Sunday, so that doesn't help, I know, but also just a bit like downtrodden with my YouTube and blog. I just feel like nobody's watching, nobody's interested, my numbers aren't going up, and it's the only thing that I'm doing at the moment, and it's something that I'm trying really, really hard to do and make successful, and when you don't see it improving, it's just a little bit, I don't know, it just is a little bit disheartening, I guess. I'll just quickly tell you what I think about this. So I would say it's kind of a matte finish. It's gone on really nicely with the sponge. I do feel like it might go on better with a brush, or maybe like a less damp sponge, because I feel like it's taken a bit too much of the product off where I want it. This shade is a little bit more yellow toned, which I kind of like. It works nicely because I've got a bit of a pink undertone, but a bit of redness going on. The complete opposite end of the scale, I'm going to take the Morphe M439, which is a really, really dense full coverage makeup brush, and pop this on. It always takes me a while to figure out how I want to use foundations and how they work best, and I do find it weird going in with a brush after I just kind of use a sponge on the day-to-day nowadays. Yeah, so I just kind of have been feeling that maybe I should just kind of quit, stop making videos and give up, but then I really enjoy it, and it's obviously the only thing that I do at the moment, and I guess that's another part of it, and I'm going to try. I feel like I've cried enough today, but I feel like as well that I'm not making a difference, and that is just one thing that I've always wanted to do. And even in a small way, I've been looking at jobs, and I would love to work with kids and young people in the community, but then I feel like if I did that, would I have to give this up? Would I be any good at that? I feel now ready to get back to work, Those of you that are new to this channel, I look like I've got an egg for a face right now and very scary eyes. It will come together, I promise you, it has to. I'm going out. Any of you that are new to this channel, I have suffered in the past with depression and anxiety, and I've come to realise that even when I've come off my medication, I feel like I'm on top of it and I feel in a lot better place, obviously since surgery, than I did when I was first diagnosed with it, but it never really goes away. And some days it just creeps back up, and obviously everyone has down days anyway, so I am only human. But I've just been feeling a bit that way today, and I've had a bit of a cry on the phone to Tom, and he's really supportive and wants to help in any way he can, but I just kind of feel like maybe it's me, it's not, I don't know. And then I sit here and I'm trying to be, I don't know, trying to be uplifting, I'm trying to be funny and happy and show personality, and then at the back of my mind I've got this constant voice telling me that I shouldn't be doing this, that I'm no good at it and nobody wants to watch, so why bother? And that just doesn't help. Anyway, I think I've got enough foundation on there. It is full coverage. It's not massively full coverage. It has made my skin look really kind of flawless and all smooth and given it a really nice finish. I would just say that it is quite matte. This is just the Soap and Glory Archery brow pencil. I'm getting these done and my nails done on Friday, so I'll have already had my eyebrows done and my nails done by the time you watch this. Just thought I'd try and kill two birds with one stone today and get this filmed, even though I don't particularly feel like it. I'm just in a bit of a rut really, and I know a lot of these feelings will be coming on because I am on. I'm just hormonal and emotional, but I thought it's an honest reflection of how I feel right now, so you can all join me on that emotional journey. This is Benefit 3D Brow Tones. It's just a bog standard eyebrow gel. I wouldn't run out and buy it if you're looking for a new one because it's nothing special. So for concealer, I'm going to take the MAC Pro Longwear, and I've got the shade NC20, and I've been using this every day for the past few weeks. I mentioned it in my beauty favourites of this month, or last month if you will. So if you watched my vlog from we're on, oh golly, it's only just gone up, but it was last week. I spoke a little bit about the fact that Tom is opening up his own gym. So he has got business partners, he's going in with a couple of other guys, and that has been taking up a lot of his time recently. So I feel like at the moment we're ships that are passing in the night, because he's either there or in meetings and setting things up and stuff, and I've helped out where I can. I've helped, they're opening like a health food kitchen, and I've been buying all the bowls and the cups and the plates and stuff, which I've loved. And as most of you know, Tommy is a businessman. He loves business and he's such an entrepreneur. So, and then obviously he did this personal training course last year, so they've both just gone really well, like hand in hand together, and he's loving it. And they've basically found a warehouse near where we live on an industrial estate, and they've built it up from nothing. They've filled it with equipment and they've painted the walls, and they've gone out and found other instructors and trainers, and it's just gone from 0 to 100 in no time whatsoever. And it's just incredible for me to see him doing something that he loves and making it something that's really successful again. He's done it before when we were in Chester, and he's well on his way, or they're all on their way I suppose, to doing it again. So they're not quite open yet at the moment. They're smashing through this the member numbers, but they've not even opened to the public yet, which just seems crazy. Okay, so now that I look even more like a ghost, we're gonna set this all with powder and go in with some colour because I look a little bit scary. I've got a couple of powders to use, and this is very excessive. I don't do this on a normal day-to-day basis. I'm just doing it today so that you can see what I'm using and how it works. This is the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, and I have used this once or twice before. Nicole Guerrero swears by it. She says that it's the only thing that she can wear underneath her eyes that doesn't crease and stays bright under there all day. This is the MAC 188 brush, and it's just a duo fibre brush which will pick up a little less product, and I'm just going to sweep that underneath my eyes to set it. I do find it really difficult with loose powders, and powders in general, especially when they're translucent, to see whether they're actually doing anything. I just got something in my eye. It is very, very finely milled, like you can't see anything under there, and I don't feel like it's taken any of the colour away. A lot of powders, even the translucent ones, sometimes when you pop them on over concealer, can just make them look less bright. Whew, got a cloud of powder going on over here. This one is a new one, and this is the Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Setting Powder, and I'm going to use this all over my face. It says that it gives perfecting luminosity for a finish that's very natural. So hopefully these two will go quite well together. I quite like the packaging, very snazzy. Ooh, oh my god, a little bit goes a long way. So that is one of those powders that I think is gonna make my foundation last for a really long time. I don't know, it's really strange. Like, it doesn't look like I'm wearing loads of makeup from far away, but my skin looks perfected. It is quite matte. That powder has helped to lift it a little bit, but I really like the combination. I really like that powder. This is the Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess bronzer, and I bought this last month. I went to a Debenhams event. I haven't actually used it yet, and this is one of those bronzers that everybody talks about and everyone's used. I've got the shade 02 medium. It does look quite deep, so hopefully it will be the right colour for me. I'll just have to go in with a light hand at first. I'm not going to use the brush that it comes with, although it does come with a little brush. It is massive. I'm just going to go with my trusty Zoeva 90 Luxe Grand powder brush and pop a little bit more, put some colour back into my face, shall we say. Yeah, so I apologise if I'm a bit down in the dumps today. I had a comment a few weeks ago from someone that I've never heard of before on my channel. I feel like if it was one of the people that comments all the time and is always really lovely and they said it would make more of a difference. It's not someone that I've seen before, and she basically commented saying that I didn't have a lot of personality, and it's really like every time I sit down and film a video now, I've got that in the back of my mind, and I feel like I really have to try to show that I do have personality. Probably today was the wrong day to film when I feel a bit down anyway, but it's just hard. I feel like I'm just constantly having to try and like prove myself, and not only prove myself to myself that I can do this and whatever, but to everyone else as well. I don't know. Okay, let's warm this face up, shall we? I said I was going to go in with a light hand, but I need some colour. And I'm always very wary that it shows up a little bit different on the camera. Sometimes I feel like I'm wearing so much makeup and then I look in the camera and I'm as white as a ghost. It's so weird doing your makeup with makeup that you're not used to, because trying new products all at once is just so difficult, I think. In real life, it looks like I'm wearing a hell of a lot of bronzer. I don't know what it's showing up like on the camera, but I don't want to put any more on because I look like an Oompa Loompa. This is the Tarte blusher in Party. It's actually got like 3 or 4 A's in it. I got this as a little mini tester. I don't want to go in too heavy with a blush today because obviously my eyes are crazy, but this is just a really nice soft dusky pink, and I love the Tarte blushes. They are really, really good. They're a little bit more pricey, but they're definitely worth it. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of this on my brush and work it on the cheeks. For highlight, I'm going to use the Jouer powder highlighter in Skinny Dip, and I actually got this for my birthday, and it's the most gorgeous rose goldeny toned highlight from their Skinny Dip collection, which I'm not sure if it's still available. I really hope it is, because it's really annoying when people use products that aren't, so I apologise if it's not. But I just felt like using it today. I'm just going to pop some of this on the tops of my cheeks and try and bring a little bit of life back. I do feel a bit flat. I wish someone would come up with a better way of showing how to show off highlighter than just sit here and look like a complete wally. I'm going to leave face, I'm going to zoom you back in. So I'm going to go in with the same brush that I used with that pink, and I'm going to just go in and pop it a little bit under my eyes and smudge it out. And I've gone heavy on the top, and I'm going to match it and go quite heavy on the bottom, because otherwise it can look a little bit off balance. I'm going to take the original blending brush and just buff that out a little bit and decide whether I want to go in with any of the orange. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Might just pop a little bit under there. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise, and This is available over here now. When I bought it, it wasn't. I got it in America, but you can now get it from like Boots and Superdrug, and it's meant to be incredible. I'm not going to bother curling my lashes because on a day-to-day basis I don't do that, but this says that it gives so much volume and it's meant to make you look like you're wearing false lashes, and I've seen other people use this on YouTube and been amazed, so hopefully I can get the same effect. This is the mascara after 2 coats. Quite like it, and I'm going to pop a little bit on the lower lashes. For lips, I've got a couple of products. So this first one is the Tarte, I think it's a Colour Splash lipstick, and this is in the shade Rum Punch, and it's in the most beautiful packaging. I got this in Sephora, but they actually have this shade in a pack of 3 on QVC, and I kind of wish I'd made use of that because it's the most delicious nude shade ever, and the other 2 that you get with this on QVC look like really, really gorgeous nudes as well. This is a really creamy satin finish lipstick. I feel like it could have maybe benefited from a lip liner. I always feel like with that kind of formula they go on a lot better with a lip liner. I love the colour and I love how pigmented they are. Really, really like this. I was going to go over the top with some of the Buxom lip cream in the shade White Russian, but I don't actually think I need to because this lipstick isn't that matte. I'm just going to go and put some clothes on and I'll be right back with you. Hopefully I look a little bit more presentable now I've actually got dressed. I hope you really enjoyed watching me get ready today. I just thought I'd do something a little bit different on the eyes, and I don't know, maybe it wasn't the best day to film because I do feel a bit all over the place, but I suppose that's what time of the month does to you, and it's not going to last forever. I'm super, super impressed by that face powder. I'm going to try it over a different foundation next time and see what it fares like. I was just talking about the foundation being a little bit flat and matte. I'm going to try and put on some of the Glam Glow Glow Setter. This is a setting spray. I realised I could have used the Too Faced one because that is obviously a 3-in-1 product. But I want to try this one just to see if it gives me a little bit more life. I've obviously put some kind of sheen back in with highlighter, but let's see what this one is like. That is a very, very fine mist. Felt really nice, so I can see droplets on me, so I don't know if I use too much. This says it's a makeup perfecto refresher, gives hydration, energizes and leaves a glow. I'm just going to get rid of that droplet that I can see in the corner of my eye. That definitely has given me a little bit more sheen, but there's little water droplets, which obviously you don't want when you've just done your makeup. So maybe I was holding it too close or sprayed a little bit too much on there, but hopefully it will look okay once it's dried. So as I was saying, I was super impressed by the powder. I also love this lipstick. The Anastasia Beverly Hills palette is something that I feel like any girl that loves makeup definitely would love as part of their makeup collection if you're into kind of like warm eyeshadows, because it's beautiful. Really, really good quality. The bronzer I really liked. I do feel like I could have put a little bit more on. I hope you enjoyed seeing this. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you did enjoy, and I will see you all tomorrow with another video. Thank you. Bye.